Hello everyone and welcome to today's video. Today I'm going to be talking about the 100 Heads Drawing Challenge. For this I use my sketchbook, a mechanical pencil, a dust-free eraser, something like that, a paintbrush, and some ball clips for my sketchbook. So the 100 Heads Drawing Challenge is a challenge where the idea is you're meant to draw 100 heads in 10 days. It was started by an artist called Ahmed Al-Dori. You can find him on YouTube, Twitter, on most social media platforms. And the idea is to have fun and to challenge yourself with your drawing skills, to work on things you can improve on, and he gives you a complete collection of references. You can find them on Pinterest. If you look up for 100 heads, something like that, Ahmed Al-Dori, it will come up. So he's got a bunch of references. I think he put them together with another girl called Danny. And from there, you can just pick whichever you like and draw them in your sketchbook. Now, I am not going to be showing you 100 heads. The great thing about this challenge is that it's completely flexible and you can cater it to how fast you are or how confident you're feeling that day. If you don't want to do them all, you don't have to. So I'm just doing a couple of heads every now and then. I find it really good practice. So what I'm going to be showing you in this video is my last drawing you can see in the video was number 24. So I'm going to be doing 25, 26, 27, and 28. So I'm going to be doing 4 new drawings today to show you. But I'm also going to be showing you later on in this video my drawings from 1 to 10. And there is such a massive difference between the ones I drew at the very beginning and what I'm drawing at now. At least I think so. Before this, I didn't really draw people. I mean, I have only a couple of times, and I never really went into any kind of near realism when it came to drawing people. I've never been very confident drawing people. I always prefer drawing animals or landscapes. So I felt like drawing people was definitely something that I wanted to push my art skills in and try and improve on, which I feel like I have been doing by completing more and more of this challenge. So in this video, the 4 characters that I'm going to be drawing are all taken from famous TV shows or films. And I'm actually going to be running a little competition, which I haven't done before. So if you can tell me the names of all of the characters and the TV program or the film from which they came, then just write it in the comments. And if you're correct, I will add your name to a raffle, and one of you will be able to go home with one of my prints for free. So just give it a go, you never know, but test your skills, see if your film knowledge is up to scratch, or TV. I had a lot of fun doing these drawings, and I hope you'll enjoy trying to guess who they are. Now you're probably wondering why I chose actors, or at least you're probably thinking that I chose them because I said in my first video that I am an actor. I didn't actually choose them for that reason. As I said before, I'm trying to push my skills at drawing people, and so one of the reasons that I chose characters or actors is because I was specifically looking for more expressive faces. And I feel like when obviously you're taking a character from a film or a TV program, they're naturally more expressive. Actors tend to over-exaggerate our faces and whatnot. A lot of these characters are, what's the word? A little bit over the top sometimes. So that's why I chose actors instead of models, because if you look at my previous drawings I've been doing, I think generally they're all models, and they all have that kind of far away into the distance kind of look, and I just didn't want to do that quite yet. So for my drawings, I've been especially focusing on angles, like the angle of the head that I'm drawing, values, where the shadows are, where the light is hitting the face, time, because that's something I need to work on. And also, what was the first one? Oh, being more bold, being more confident with my lines. I was quite timid to begin with about putting dark, really pressing in with the pencil. So I feel like I've definitely improved on those. I'm curious as to whether I should tell you facts about all these characters, but I think that might give it away. So here were my drawings for my first 1 to 10 of this challenge. As you can see, there's a vast difference between what I'm doing now and what I was doing then. I just haven't really, I think it's lack of confidence. It's very careful, very controlled. There's not much depth. And I definitely wasn't as loose with my lines. I'm trying really hard to kind of free up my arms and be a bit more loose, because I'm really like to have a lot of control when I'm drawing, especially when I'm drawing, more so than when I'm painting. But I'm trying to let that go. So what do I think makes good practice? Because that's what I really want to dive in with this video. I've heard people say, practice makes perfect. Practice makes perfect. Just practice, practice, practice. When it comes to your art, practice, practice, practice. And I find it frustrating, because most of these people who I've heard saying practice, 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 all I can see them doing is practicing the same thing, as in the exact same thing, over and over. If you are drawing the same stuff, like the same subjects in the same way, and you're not drawing with any new intention, you're not teaching yourself anything new, and you're not going to progress. What you need to do, and what I do when I'm drawing, is when I finish a drawing, I'll look at it and I will give myself something that I'm really pleased with. So on this video, you might see the page next to the one that I'm currently working on. I have some asterisks next to some of the faces. If you see an asterisk, it means that it was one I was particularly pleased with, or I did something on it that I really liked that I hadn't done before. So you can see this man now on the other side of the page. I really liked the angle of his chin. That was what I was most proud about in that picture, was how I'd angled his face. And the one below that, I also gave an asterisk. And that was again to do with shape and angle, but also with her values. Like, I think I got the shading really well. So it's really important to give yourself something positive that you've done about your work. But equally, I look at those pictures and I think, do you know what? I would just change. So I would change his nose, for example. I know that I need to work a little bit more on hair. I'm not as confident with hair, and I've only been using it in this challenge really to frame the faces. So I think for following drawings, I'd like to work more on actually defining sections of the hair, because I do think it's a weak point. So I think it's really important to say what it is you want to improve. You can see now on the page that I've written quicker in the corner. I'll write notes as I'm doing them, just to be like, general, what do I think I can improve on? And I think that's the best way you can practice with anything, with painting or with digital work, with anything you want to do, illustration, pens, whatever. If you want to improve, then the best way is to look at your work and then do it again, as in practice, 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 but practice with a different intention. And to go on that, expand on that even further, if you want to practice even more, then I couldn't recommend anything more than finding people who influence you, taking their work and sort of looking at their work and thinking, what do I really like about this? What don't I like? You're not going to I look at someone's picture and I think, oh, I like it. I'm not keen on this bit. I wouldn't put that bit in my own work, but I really like this section. So you take that section and you think, what have they done there that I can use? Is it maybe the palette of the colors? So is it, have they used a limited colour palette? Or is it the thickness of the lines they've used? Is it how they framed a certain part of the body? Those kind of things. And I take that and I use them. And also, if you're taking parts from lots and lots of different artists, you're kind of cherry picking your favorite things about those artists and just trying them out for yourself and seeing if it works for you and if it doesn't work for you. And that, I think, is the best kind of practice for me. But it's completely individual. I really struggled on this drawing I'm doing at the moment. I cut out a lot of this video so you wouldn't have to watch it, but I kept going over her eyes over and over. I think I scrubbed those eyes out about 5 times and then redrew them back in because I just couldn't get them in the right place. I think you have an instinct when you're doing a drawing and you kind of know something's not right. Like there's a really nice moment when you're drawing and you're like, everything seems to sync. And I just wasn't getting that with her eyes. It took me forever to get to a point where I was happy with them. That's the only criticism I would make. I think this would be the biggest one about doing characters from a TV show or a film. It's really interesting, but do be careful, because I found when I was doing it that because there were characters that I was familiar with, it became twice as hard to draw them, because if you're drawing a model and no one really knows who they are, you're drawing someone, I don't know, from real life or a magazine, you can kind of get away with a certain amount of freedom. You know, if you make a mistake or something, if that eye isn't quite in the right place, then it's not so bad. But when you're doing someone that everyone is familiar with, you can really notice when something isn't clicking with your image. So if you're not confident yet with your drawings, then I would recommend not doing this to begin with, because it definitely knocked my confidence, and I was feeling pretty good about my drawing, and then I did feel a bit like, oh. Oh. So, but I feel better about it now. I've looked back and I've gone, yep, I've done my usual thing. I've gone, I really like this. This ought to improve. So yeah, if you're going to have a go, that's fine. But it is really tricky when you know who these people are. And hopefully it does correlate. And also everyone who's watching this knows who they are. And as I said before, don't forget, if you do know, write it in the comments. I'll be really interested in seeing who everyone thinks they could be. I think some are easier than others. Like some cater for like a more family audience, and others perhaps a more specific audience, but we'll see. I'll be mightily impressed with the people who get them all right. I did want to do another 2. I had them written down, and I don't think I'm going to be doing a competition with them, so I'll tell you. I was going to do Klaus from the Umbrella Academy, and I think her name's Anne Wheeler from The Greatest Showman. And I ran out of time. I found when I was doing this, because there were characters, again, like I said, that people were familiar with, I found myself falling into the trap of going over and over and adding lots and lots of detail and just going too far. I think with that first drawing, you can kind of tell now, I went back into it and I started adding more details. And actually I should have stopped when I stopped, because it was better. But I kept going back into it. I just became kind of obsessed with adding all these tiny details. And that's not really the point of the challenge. The challenge is, just to kind of be more expressive and kind of get these ideas out loosely on the page. But I didn't. It's really hard to know when to stop. I think that's something a lot of, if you've been trying to do art or drawings, knowing when to stop is a question that comes up a lot, because it's really hard. So yeah, in my next video, I'm going to be doing something completely different, and we're going to be going back to painting. Woo! And we're going to be painting in a medium that I have never done before. So I'm very excited. And I have permission from someone to use their photos. So hopefully it's going to be really good. It's going to be a really colourful video. So if you're looking for more of advice on painting, I'm just going to be trying something new. And it's going to be really interesting. We'll see how it goes. But I do really like replenishing my skills in drawing. I think drawing is where I'm most comfortable. So we're going to have to improve on the painting, but I'm really looking forward to it. We're going to be using a medium called gouache, and I'll be telling you what that is in my next video. So thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I really hope you can guess who all of these characters are. I had a lot of fun drawing them, and I'll also be posting videos of the next couple of heads that I do every now and then. So I am going to get to 100 eventually, maybe in 100 years, who knows. But I will be giving it a shot. Maybe I'll amp up how many I do in a week. But I had a lot of fun. So thank you so much for watching. Don't forget, please, please, please do subscribe to my channel. I'll be posting lots more of art-related posts, and I really hope you enjoy them. I look forward to seeing you all again on the next video. We're going to be doing gouache. Yay! Okay, so I'll see you then. Bye, everyone.